In prehistoric Arizona, trade items and the sharing of ideas were important to Hohokam, Prescott, Sinagua, and other traditional peoples. Some ideas and items, such as scarlet macaws, platform mounds, ball courts, pyrite mirrors, copper bells, and maize, came from Mesoamerica. Other items, such as various shells, were obtained from the coastal areas of present-day California. Some of the prized shells were glycymerus and olivella. Glycymerus shells were used for decoratives and bracelets, whereas olivella shells were used for beads and necklace decoratives. Another valued item was argillite. This soft stone is easy to carve and a beautiful red color. In this video series, we will construct an olivella and argillite necklace that is inspired by prehistory and the hard work and research of Zach from Echoes from the Past School of Ancient Technology, who wrote his master's thesis on stone and shell production throughout ancient Arizona. Alright, so the first step in producing a prehistoric stylized necklace is to make the pendant itself. And inside of the ceramic bowl, you can see I have a cut piece, and it's slabbed out, of really high quality argillite. And you can see that right here. So this is what we'll be using for the pendant. Now, the reason why we cut it and slab it out is because not all argillite is pure. Sure, you'll get some pieces like this one here that's really nice, high quality argillite. Same thing with this one. This one is very high quality. There's no need to cut anything or remove anything because you can start working it right away. But other pieces, such as this piece, not so much. You can see up top, we have good, clean, pure argillite, that nice blood red color. And then on the bottom, there's a different mineral component that's a lot harder. And it's far more difficult to work down compared to the softer mud-like stone. Same thing with this piece here. You can see in this peach area, transitioning into the red, this is all good, clean, pure argillite. But down here, not so much. You can see there's a different mineral component that's a lot harder and far more difficult to work down compared to the pure argillite. So that's the reason why we cut the argillite and slab it out from different pieces and different cores that we harvest from the mine. Now, even when collecting what looks to be good, clean, pure pieces of argillite, it still might not be suitable enough for producing jewelry out of. Unfortunately, a while back, a person went out to the quarry, stuck in an explosive, and blew it up. What ended up happening is it caused severe damage and fractured the vein. So there's a couple different things that I look for when harvesting possible suitable material. The first thing, avoid anything on the surface. It's far too weathered and it just won't break down. The second, perform a test. Find a hard, flat surface, hold it above your head and simply drop it. If it stays in one piece, most likely it will work. If it breaks, discard it. You can see this piece I would consider. Now that we've went over a few ways of selecting good argillite and how to harvest good material from bad material, it's finally time to start working this down. As you've heard before in some of my other videos, this is nothing new. It's a lot like flint knapping. So we're removing these high spots and blending it in with the low spot. So you can see here we have an obvious high spot. And then right in here we have a high spot. And then this is a low spot. So we need to focus on this area here, and once we get that flattened out, we can proceed. So start by soaking the stone. The nice thing about this stone is we have a large surface area. I tilt the stone down so all the water and the material runs downhill, and it prevents things from caking up on the stone. Still, you'll get a little bit of caking, but again, you just wash that off or even clear it off with your hand. So you can see we now have a good, clean, abrasive surface. All right, so I'll continue on until I have these high spots removed, and then we'll go on to the next step. Now you can see we have this piece blended in quite well. In through here and right here was our high spot. So you can see the grinding is taking place right in that area. Still have a bit of a slope down and a low spot right here, but that's no big deal. We can hit that later. We also have a bit of a flaw in this stone, and that's, again, no problem. We're gonna be quite pinched in anyways. I figure the piece will be more like that. So that shouldn't be an issue at all. But at this point, what I want to do is just kind of square this piece up. You can see we have a bit of a weird angle in here. I want to flatten that out, and we'll proceed on by doing that. And the next step will be more thinning. So we'll just keep getting this thinned down. So with Argillite, like I said, it's like flint knapping. It's about reading the stone and seeing what you have to do to correct flaws in its natural geometry. And you can see that stone breaks down really nice and really clean. Well, as you can see, I have this piece fairly thin, and I still got some more work to do, but as this piece continues to progress, I can always do that later. At this point, I want to start shaping this pendant. And you can see here from your view, I have an etching of an upside down L. And that follows the exact dimensions of a prehistoric Prescott culture pendant that I saw and measured at a private collection. So I can either follow those lines and get exact dimensions, or you can see I have another horizontal etching up top, and I can slightly elongate this and modify it just a bit. Either way, I need to remove material up top and along this side, and the best thing is, by removing this material along the side, it eliminates this gouge. So I'll start that right now. So you can see we have this piece shaped out and things are looking really nice. It's slightly more elongated compared to the original one that I've seen, maybe by 1/16 of an inch or so. So it's really not that much. But at this point, we'll continue on by thinning the piece down some more. I look at it though, and I don't see any area that I need to focus on particularly. It's really looking nice and even. So I'll just remove small amounts of material throughout its entire structure very slowly, and I'll keep checking the piece. Many of the original examples that I've seen are nice and thin. So we'll continue on, and when I have this thing thinned out to where I like it, I'll be right back with you.